Hi guys, hello everyone. Can you hear me perfectly? Let me know if you can hear me. Hi Daniel, thank you for joining us. Invite your friends. Today we are going to be talking to an amazing business owner, and we are going to be learning directly from him on tips on how you can succeed as a business owner in our space and time. So make sure you invite all your friends and family and everyone in between. Hi Oats. So say hello to everybody. Tell
Hi
them a little bit
everyone.
about you. Tell them who you are, what you do.
So my name is Othman. I basically, what do I do? I always have that problem. So when
Like
people
say
ask
what you
me,
do.
yeah,
You're
what
a
do I
multiple
do?
entrepreneur.
Yeah, so I do a lot of stuff. But guess what? I've recently added author to my name.
Yay!
Yeah,
How
so my
exciting.
book is coming out soon. Push. Um, Basically, the book is about how to propel yourself to someplace higher. But basically, I'm into sales, oil and gas downstream. I've been in sales or rather, I've been in the oil and gas sector forever. I've always loved doing oil and gas. Now, how did I start? How did I have that passion? How did I know that was the thing for me? So it started when I was a kid. I think I was about 8 or 9.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was this guy. He was a copper. He was a doctor, so he came to do his NYC in Kaduna in my family house then. And all,
Big boy.
and then the guy now comes and usually I go to the BQ to gist with him, and then I go and I'm talking with him, and then I see NMPC like a magazine on his table. So I was like, how was this? Because the distillation columns looked so cool with the fire and everything. And then I now said, what's this? He was like, the distillation column. So I was like, what kind of people work here? So he thought for a while and he was like, chemical engineers. I was like, really? So at about 8 or 9 years old, that's when I decided I was going to study chemical engineering.
Wow, awesome.
So for my JS1, as soon as I got into secondary school, there was this guidance and counseling thing. So it states almost all the courses that Nigerian universities,
Yes, okay.
and with all the subjects that you need to write for WAEC. And I now noticed that there was further maths, chemistry, physics, and so I now decided that I was going to do chemical engineering. So from there I knew that last so I must write further maths. So from JS1 I had already started thinking towards further maths. So as they say, the rest is history. Right. I graduated, and luckily I was able to chase my dream, and I started working in oil and gas. Not the refinery, but same thing. It was just the whole industry. And I've always been, I've been in sales, and being into sales was like a no-brainer, because I remember when I was doing the interview and they asked me, why do you think we should hire you for sales? I said, because I've been selling all my life. They're like, are you serious? I was like, yeah. I remember the first thing I ever sold. It was envelopes, writing paper, and stamps.
You sound like some Walton of Walmart.
So what my mom used to do when I'm going to school, my mom would give me envelopes, stamps, and writing pads, so that I'll write her during school term. I'll just write like one letter, requesting for more stamps, then I'll sell the rest.
Wow, businessman.
So that was cool. And throughout my university days, I sold from Biro. I remember in ABU then, we were using this plastic, when they first introduced the plastic cards, this new plastic card. So one of my friends came and was like, see, this plastic card is fake. It had already broken. I had an idea. I was like, you know what? Why not I sell card holders?
Wow.
So what I did was I rushed to Kaduna, bought card holders, and then I told my friends on a Monday that all of us should dress up with corporate, we're like bankers,
and then wear the card
and hang the card holder. So a lot of times people always want to envision how the future is. So I gave a glimpse into like we're in the future, like we're bankers. I know students want to feel
and
like
they want to feel like that. Everybody wants to be
exactly.
like.
So
when you're in 100 level, they ask you where what level, and you be like 300 level. Because you want to get there on time.
So that's what we did, and I sold a lot, made a lot of money.
I can imagine. One thing I've really learned from what you said right now is one, innovation. The fact
Exactly.
that the fact that this thing looks like this, or the pen is only used to write, doesn't mean that you
Doesn't
cannot
mean that's
create
the
something
only
else.
thing that.
The fact that they had pages in the past doesn't mean we can't have cell phones today. So no matter what industry you find yourself, you need to learn to innovate. You need to learn to look at the market and find out what exactly is the motivation for the market and how can I help them to recreate what they currently have. I remember when I was also in dry cleaning business, right back, I think I was in school then or something like that. And I realized that many of the dry cleaners wanted to dry clean in like where you stay right now. Remember that place? I don't want to call their names. So one of the big,
One of the big,
dry
yeah.
cleaners, people wanted to feel that way. But I always said to them, you know what? This particular brand, they don't know how to talk to you about your clothes. You only go there, you drop your clothes. You don't meet people.
Yeah.
You don't have that relationship. You don't talk to them about. You don't tell them about how did you take care of your fabric or how they take care of your garment and make it look really nice. And they were listening to me like, and this was a huge bank where people know ETB all the time. They were my clients.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go there and I'll tell them about, the fabric, how they take care of the
Yeah.
fabric, blah, blah, blah. Using all my biochemistry analysts talk about soap and all the amazing stuff that happened. And before you know what happened, I was able to build relationship with them and they wanted to do business with me. Because I personalized the service that they were looking forward to, but I made them to see why mine was way better. Now, if you guys don't know anything about Othman has something that he resonates with something I love a lot, and that is having a core. He has this brand called the Push brand, and the Push brand. Tell us a little bit about the Push brand.
Okay, so PUSH is an acronym for propel yourself to someplace higher. Now, yourself, we use the colloquial URSELF. We've gotten a lot of heat because of that, but I'm saying that we say that PUSH sounds better than PISH, PYSH. So we're sticking with PUSH, we don't care.
Right.
Now, what PUSH means is that for everything, you propel yourself to someplace higher. So first and foremost, I recently came up with a creed, the PUSH creed. So it's anchor your spirit, expand your mind, push your body, so like make sure that, and then also defy your odds. So at every point in time, first and foremost, you need to anchor your spirit. Know that, look, there's a higher power, definitely. So you need to go into congruence with that. Secondly, expand your mind, read. So two things that a lot of times I always talk about is about reading and working out. Those two things, sacrosanct.
Your mind and your soul. Your mind and your body.
Your mind and your body. You understand? So expand your mind. So, for example, now I have a challenge to read nothing less than 30 books this year, and I'm working towards that. And so far,
you told me about the workout challenge. You didn't tell me about the book challenge.
okay, I'm sorry. And then the workout challenge is to make sure that we always work out. I mean, you have to keep these biceps popping.
I need help.
Anyway, so basically, Push Nation is a group of people that we just come together and we motivate each other. So we talk about books, talk about workout. And then that now led me to, you know what, let me even write a book about what the whole push thing is about. So it talks about, having limitless. So the first chapter is limitless, where you don't have any limit. Because a lot of times we grow up with certain limits imposed on us. And these limits are not from us. They are limits that we take on from our aunties, from our uncles, from our parents sometimes. And it's their own limiting beliefs that they are pushing on us. And it's not really who we are. So first thing is to say that, you know what, I don't have any limiting belief. I can be whoever I want to be and do whatever I choose to do. The next thing is to disconnect. So first and foremost, when you know that you can be everything, you first need to disconnect from all that.
Yeah.
Once you've disconnected, then you can now find your goals. Write down your goals. I talk about the smart way of writing your goals: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Then we go to focus. So it talks about how to focus everything and push basically. and then goal getting. So a lot of times you see people set goals, but they don't know how to get their goals.
Sure.
So it talks about how to translate your goals from paper to action. And then Kaizen. I'm a strict believer of Kaizen. Kaizen means continuous improvement. So at every point in time, you need to improve.
Yeah, they need to see the Toyota car so they can understand what Kaizen means.
Yeah, so it's a concept by Toyota that they now brought into it's a Japanese way of thinking. And I mean, just so you know, if there was any tribe I would like to be after it's Japanese.
No, there's something you just mentioned right now, and that's really about focusing. Because a lot of times with this industry that we have right now, and with the evolution of businesses and entrepreneurs, you find people basically setting up their standards, setting up their my people.
I need some accolades.
What is that?
Whoa, why? You don't know what that means? You don't
How I
know.
really was saying it.
I serious. Look, I need some accolades worldwide. Nunu gang.
I'll beat you. So you said something because right now with the evolution of businesses and all of that, people tend to measure their success by seeing what other people have done. So I want you to take us through that process of how you basically ensure that with all of this volatility going on in the market, you're still focused whilst doing your business and still running your 9 to 5 and still ensuring that you're smashing your goals. How do you ensure that process works for you?
So, I think the major thing is that I've realized that look, we all have our race to run. So, you can't expect someone that is running a 100-meter race to have the same parameters with someone that is running a 25-kilometer race. The one that is running 25-kilometer race, what are you going to measure him? Endurance.
Right.
The one that is running 100 meters, you are going to measure him with speed. So I've realized, and since I realized that, I've decided that, you know what, I just go with the flow. I don't stress myself. I don't see that, okay, there's somebody. I mean, it's natural. Human beings, sometimes we can get jealous.
Right.
But taking the emotion, breathe, let it out. Once you let it out, just move on, focus. So a lot of times what happens is that we allow these negative feelings to fester. That's why they start to affect us. And what makes people allow it to fester is because they think that by fighting it, that's the only way they can survive. But no, when you feel a negative emotion, acknowledge it,
And then deal with it.
grab it, breathe in, push it out, and then move on.
See the push nation? We keep hearing push everywhere.
Push everywhere. I mean, it's so funny that even in official emails from my boss, there are times when you say, okay, guys, but you need to hashtag push.
They are really moving the movement right here. This is really fantastic. I mean, guys, you can ask your questions if you want. This is all freestyling and needing some, what do you call that thing now?
Accolade. I need some accolade.
I don't know what that means, but this is freestyle, so you can ask your questions. And what Othman has really said is really important. We need to learn to understand that your race is your race and know how to run your race. And you need to understand what are the tools I need to run my race. If you have negative people around you that are always sucking you down, maintain to get them out. Do you understand? And fill your mind back with people who are going to propel you to where you need to be. Because if you keep having this NRC, this negative community around you, this negative committee around you, you find that they keep sucking you down and pulling you in, and you never get to achieve anything that you want to do, right? Sure. Now, so the other thing I want to ask is that how do you cope on social media?
That's the question. So,
because you're hot.
So social media, I've learned that first and foremost, there's a lot of hype. There's a lot, like, you can imagine now, it's normal with our selfies. Is it the first selfie you take that you post?
No.
It's not the first. You first take like 300.
And then you see which one.
Yeah, or you see somebody who go to a restaurant, buy food, take a picture, and then, funny enough, maybe doesn't even enjoy the food set, but he's just trying to post it for. So what I've done, we all like attention, all of us. So what I've done is that I've tried to leverage on that wanting attention to propel me. So here's what I do. I can wake up in the morning, I don't feel like running, I'm tired, I'm knackered, but I'm like, you know what? It will make a great Instagram picture. So let's go and run. You understand that kind of thing? So,
good.
And then when
turn that energy positive.
Yeah, turn it to something positive. So let's say I'm running, and I go 3 kilometers. And I'm like, 3 kilometers. But you posted 3 kilometers last week. Let's push to 5. You understand? So I always try to use the hype around social media to propel me. Now, another thing I don't use, I don't compare myself with anybody.
Yeah.
I just, and majorly when I post stuff, I always try to, there's always a message behind it. I'm always trying to tell people, look, first of all, you can be whatever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. There are times when I post that, I was like, okay, so I ran, I read, I did this, and I did all this before 7 o'clock. It's not like I'm trying to show up. I'm trying to tell you that, look, you're giving yourself that excuse that
there's no
time. So I'm telling you that, look, there's time.
You
can do it. So it's just for you to do it. So, I mean, that's basically one of the things.
When it comes to goals, we've talked about goals a lot. When it comes to goals, what would you say is more important? You achieving the goal or you becoming the person that is capable of achieving the goals?
I think it's better is you becoming the person. Because here's the thing. The journey is what is important. It's not the goal, because goals change.
Yeah.
But as you're growing, as you're developing, as you're becoming better, you will never go back to how you were. Now, there was a time I went to a customer's location and I read something on the wall. It took me about 2 minutes before I could leave that spot. And it said that a mind, once expanded, can never go back to its original form. So whether it's mind, whether it's body, whatever it is, once you've expanded your mind or your body or you've achieved a particular feat, you will never go back. So you become that person that you never thought you'd be. Let me give you an example. Sometime this year, sometime last year, towards the end of last year, I remember it was December 3rd, 2 days after my birthday, there was a taekwondo tournament, right? The Korean Ambassadors Cup. Now, when I went to weigh in, I noticed that one of the guys that I might fight against is the guy representing Nigeria for the heavyweight. And when I heard my heart cut. And as if I knew, when they pasted the people that were going to match, I was fighting. He was my first fight.
Oh, wow.
I almost ran away. I was like, oh boy, I can't even handle it. But I was like, what's more important? What's important is you show up.
Yeah.
Even if you lose, show up. And do it. Do it afraid, no matter how afraid you are. Do it not even for yourself, for people that are looking up to you. And I got into the ring. Funny enough, by the end of the first round, I was leading.
Wow.
Yeah, but by the second round, I got tired because I wasn't training and everything. In the end, I lost the match. But after losing, something profound happened. The guy walked up to me, hugged me.
Wow.
I was like, nice one. Like, because he didn't even believe that I would be able to match him.
You think he would have crushed you? Like,
yes, because they are looking at me like, who is this guy? This 30-something-year-old guy. You are walking. This all we do. We only train. Do you know that the referee for that match met me after? He was like, do you know that when I saw you inside the ring, he said in his mind, he said, this guy, they're going to finish him. But after the first round, when he saw that I was leading, he was like, this guy. So I've realized that you just show up.
Right.
Do it afraid.
Right. That's really, really awesome. To say something, to talk about showing up. A lot of us get discouraged after the first round.
Yeah.
We get discouraged after the first round. Oh, I posted videos on social media. Oh, I posted my lives.
I don't have likes.
Nobody's liking me. Nobody's engaging. What's the point? You walk away. But guess what? Always show up. I was reading Gary's book, Crushing It, and I read about a story of a young man who was trying to do his son's assignment, and they didn't know what to do for the child's project. Yeah, so they decided to put a video to go up on YouTube and look for something of some religion. They didn't find anything, so he was so angry. He decided to cut a baseball and start talking about what was in the baseball. So he just put it out there and forgot about it. He didn't think about it. Like, he didn't think it was something. By the time he came back to YouTube, he found out that there were 5,000 views looking for what's in it. And they were asking him, okay, what's next? Chicken, I'm trying to say. And he was like, I don't understand. I did this and I left it and went. And people are watching it. Guess what? People watch you all the time. They are watching either for your consistency. They are watching if you would remain. They are watching if you will continue to show up. They are even watching if you believe in what
you're talking about. Yeah.
You understand? So if you do not show up, if you just leave it halfway and be like, well, let me leave it for those who have the energy. If you keep learning, or hearing everything without implementing, you would never even learn, you would never learn from your mistakes. You'll never learn to fail forward. You'll never learn to do anything. So if you haven't learned anything from today, always show up.
Show up.
Always show up. Even after the first knockout, always
show up. Because here's the thing. Now, I read this Daring Greatly by Brené Brown.
Right.
And it busted my head.
Oh, that's amazing.
Because I was wondering, I was like, well, after reading the book, I realized that those people that are outside looking at you and pointing fingers and laughing at you, they have no right.
Really, they don't.
If you're not in the arena with me, if you're not going through this struggle that I'm going through,
you have no right.
You have no right. And really, your opinion doesn't even matter. So what you need to realize is this: in anything you're doing, the only the people's opinion that matter are the people that are in that struggle with you, that understand the pain that you're going through.
Absolutely.
And just show up. Do it afraid, no matter what.
It's amazing. I'm so happy that we had you here on the show, and I'm sure you had a great time too. I never leave without saying one or two things about trying to be visible. Like I always say, at the Visible Business Hub, what visibility means to us is not really about posting your pictures on social media. It's really about trying every single day consistently to make sure that you're reaching out to your audiences, you're delighting them with value, and you're owning your space. So what are you going to do every single day to own your space? First of all, leverage on entrepreneurs who can push you to the next level. Like have a group of friends, have a group of people, have a push nation who can basically propel you, to your next level. Secondly, leverage on online tools. I mean, I was just talking about Gary Vee. He was talking amazing. He was just connecting with his audience on YouTube, talking to them about wine testing.
Yeah.
And before you know what's happening, he has a digital marketing company that is in 4 countries. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
How amazing
And where
is
did
that?
he start from? 5 years ago, nobody knew his name. But guess what? He continued. So leverage on online tools as much as you can. Leverage on research. A lot of us get into business and we don't even understand the concept of our business. We don't know how many people are doing the business at the moment. We don't know how many products are being churned out every single day. We don't know the industry leaders. We don't know anything.
You don't even know your
And
competitors.
exactly.
In fact, you don't even know yourself.
Do you get?
Exactly.
And if
You
you
don't
don't
know
have
what
yourself
business
with that information, please, how do you want to impact the market? So you sell lingerie, for instance. Who is the biggest lingerie seller in Nigeria? What are the gaps that you have noticed that you can actually fill? Because if there is a big lingerie designer or producer or manufacturer in Nigeria, for instance, and they have hierarchy when it comes to maybe making a decision about marketing, you can capitalize on that because they don't have
they're
that
not quick.
one-on-one. Exactly, they don't have that one-on-one personal touch that you can have with your client. So why not? But if you don't arm yourself with the information, if you don't research, if you don't know anything about the industry, you would just be one of the noisemakers there. You would just be, pounding along with the crowd or the sea of red animals, rather than you basically standing out. So arm yourself with information, leverage on online tools, have amazing partners like this that can give you the accolades, leverage on showing up every day consistently, because that's the only way we can recognize your voice. That's the only way we can see you. That's the only way we can know you. A few years ago, if you call visibility, nobody knows my name. But right now, if you say visibility, one in every 3 persons will say, "Oh, have you spoken to Nike?" If we talk about push, there's no other person in this world that we talk about except Othman. So it was really amazing hanging out with you. What else do you want to give us as our parting conversation, parting gist?
Well, as parting gist, we've basically said everything.
Right.
I'll just leave us with, make sure that you're not in competition with anybody. You're in competition with the version of you yesterday. So every day you wake up and say, what will I do today that will make me better than I was yesterday?
Okay.
And that's it.
That's it. Othman is really powerful, man. I know it's nice hanging out with you. Can we
Yes.
do this all the time?
All the time.
We do it all the time. So thank you very much, guys. It was an awesome time hanging out with you. Unfortunately, we have to take a selfie. So if you're not here, be jealous. Cheese. Where's the camera? Awesome. All right, guys, that was our show for you tonight. I hope that you had fun. I hope that you learned 1 or 2 lessons. I learned a lot. I've learned the power of showing up. I've learned about consistency. I've learned about your vision. I've learned about removing all the trash so that you can focus on your goals. I've learned that I'm not in competition with anybody, and nobody who has not been in the ring with me has the right to come after me or say anything about me. I've learned to leverage on online tools. I've learned to show up every single day. I've learned to do some research. I've learned so many things from today's show. Just a freestyle show. We just decided to do this as bad as people as we are, man. So you have a role. So that's it. That's our show from me to them, from me to you. And if you want to check out some more, or if you missed any part of it, you can come back and watch the replay, or look up for us on our YouTube channel, and you can get to learn some more. This is me, Nike SKN, your host for tonight, saying peace out.